go to Nine-Man Football's Jay Wammen and the Harding County-Bison Ranchers joining us here with KDSJ Sports. Coach, how are we doing today?
Really good. We've had a great 2 weeks of practice here, and we're ready for the season.
So I want to go back to last year. You went 5-4, eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. So with the ending of the season you had last year, what was the motivation going into the offseason to get your team bigger, faster, and stronger?
Yeah, we only graduated 4 good seniors, but we knew we had a good nucleus coming back and had to put in the work in the off season. And a lot of kids did. We had really good turnouts for our open fields, and kids were in the weight room. So really good to see. And then we ended up going to Dakota State for a football camp, a nice bonding trip for us, and drove about 6.5 hours down to camp. That was really good. That really kind of allowed the coaching staff to kind of see where we were at and where kids were going to be coming into the season, have a good idea before that first practice started.
Well, located up in northwest South Dakota, I'm pretty sure you used to making long road trips, even for just normal football games.
Yeah, and it's getting worse. Dupree moved to the All Nations. Faye's having a JV schedule this year, so 2 of our closer games there. Newell doesn't have a varsity team either, so games that were considered close for us, are non-existent anymore. So we're traveling, 2 to 3 hours pretty much for every football game anymore.
I want to talk about those 4 seniors you have to replace. Again, you got some skill positions to replace. A few of your tight ends / linebackers gone from a season ago. How is the process of trying to replace only 4 seniors you had lost from a season ago?
Yeah, they were good players, but at the same time, we have pretty good depth at all those positions that we have to replace. Lincoln Wickstrom, he was a great guard for us, and Hayden Peel, quarterback, he was a 3-year starter there for us. And then Sean Glines, he did a really good job at wide receiver and defensive back. But, we had a quarterback in the wings, got a couple starts when Hayden was out last year, that ready to step up as a sophomore.
I want to talk about some of those returners, especially at the quarterback position. Again, you return a host of big offensive linemen. You also got some skill positions as well that you saw some production from a season ago. Describe some of the players that you'll be relying on more so this year, and also some new faces that are coming in to fill some depth and maybe even break into that starting role.
Yeah, RJ Meyer, he's a senior for us. Unfortunately got injured first week of practice last year towards ACL and a non-contact injury, and he was out all year last year, but he's back healthy, ran track, was running extremely well in the track season, so he's back to full strength, and he's one of those 11-2 guys that just has speed that not every team has, so I'm excited to see him back. And then we have weapons galore out at the receiver position with Tyrell Cohen, returning wide receiver, Elam Simmons, a really good running back, a bowling ball back there. And like you said, we're still trying to figure out our line. We have 2 returning linemen back from last season. Kobe Arthur, he's going to be a good tight end for us also. So we're excited to kind of see. We have a couple camp position battles going down right now at the right guard spot, and the center spot's pretty open. So we're excited to see who kind of takes that next leap here in the next week or so.
Looking at your offense as a whole, we've seen Harding County pretty much run over teams in years past in the Power I. You've also been able to spread out and use all your skill positions. We saw that a lot last year. With a quarterback that does have starting experience, but not being a full-fledged starter for a full season, what do you imagine your offense might look like in 2026?
We're excited to see what it's going to look like. He is a quarterback who's mature beyond his years. He's like an extra coach on the field, sees the field well out there, and has an extremely live arm. I mean, he can throw the thing 50+ yards with no problem. So he can hit every phase, every pass, which is going to open up our run game. But as you know how it is, you always got to establish that run game early. That's going to be our goal every game. Get that run game going. We have a bunch of good backs up back there, and hopefully we can open up some holes for them.
Going over to the defensive side of the ball, Coach, look at some of those positions that you have open. Who do you plan on filling some of those open spots? Where do you feel like your strengths are, and maybe an area of the defense that you feel like might need some work in the preseason before you guys head to Harriet-Selby area?
Yeah, we got a lot of team speed in the back end. I like our linebacker core. We have Revan Floyd coming back at linebacker. He's kind of going to step into Lincoln Wickstrom's role there and kind of be our leader at the inside this next season. He's very instinctively just sound all the time. So he's going to get everyone in the right positions and stuff like that. And then we're kind of still working at the DN spots. We have a couple of really good players, and right now we got a nice rotational defensive line of 6 to 7 guys, so we can keep kids fresh and keep them hungry, and whoever is working harder during that game will get more reps throughout.
If you go back to last year, you played some high-flying offenses with Wall, Hill City, and Ipswich in the playoffs, Coach. After seeing what happened last season, how does that change your defensive philosophy, some of the lessons you learned from a season ago, and how do you want to apply that in 2026 when you look at your schedule with just as many explosive offenses with your regular season?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Number one, you got to stop the run. You got to be able to stop the run, force teams to not get 3 to 4 yards per carry, because once they're doing that, you're going to be in trouble. It opens up play action and things like that, and limit big plays. And one thing we had trouble with, some communication breakdowns last year allowed to bigger plays. We got to limit the 30-yard plays. If you can make teams march, chances are, there's going to be a mistake or two made, a holding penalty or, a tackle for loss that's going to end drive. So you can't just give up those big plays. So that's going to be one of the main things we're going to stress this year for sure.
Of course, in 9-man football, there's 2 less tacklers on the field, so one missed tackle can lead to a touchdown before you know it. As head coach, Jay Wammen joins us from Harding County-Bison Football. Describe your coaching staff for this coming season, and who do you have returning, and maybe some new faces holding the clipboard this year?
We have the exact same crew back from last year. We're excited about it, just to continue on with our terminology and everything we've been working on. So kids are already at camp. Nothing's new. You can kind of just play football and react instead of worrying about the scheme so much. So that's going to be really big, especially early on in the season, especially with new starters coming in and stuff like that. The more kids can just naturally play and not think, the easier football is.
Of course, Harding County-Bison having a great football tradition up there in northwestern South Dakota. After going 5-4 last year, what do you feel like are some of the goals and expectations for the Ranchers?
You take it week by week right now. Our schedule is loaded. We added Phillip, we added Lee Deadwood, we added Harriet Selby. All 3 really tough games. So you're looking at your schedule. Normally you have 2 or 3 teams that are going in that unless you have a really bad game, you're 30 plus better than them. But that's not going to happen this year, which leads to good things as long as we respond well. I think we will. It's going to be a battle-tested team as long as we can get out of the regular season with a 4-4 or 5-3 record. We have higher goals than that, but we're going to be battle-tested come playoff time, and this schedule is going to prove it and allow us to be at our best when the playoff time happens.
Glad you brought up your schedule. That was my next question, Coach. Again, it is tough from beginning to end. I mean, you start off versus another playoff team from a season ago at Harriet Selby area, your first game on the 21st. Then you got Phillip, Lemon McIntosh, and here comes 9/11 and the Wall Eagles when you make the trip down to Wall. Hill City, Lee Deadwood, who's new to the 11-man game at the ending of the year, and then a Little Morrow Conference opponent in Timberlake to end the season. Overall, give your impressions on the schedule. I know you don't want to look too far ahead into the season, but what do you feel like are going to be some of the keys to have a successful 2026 season looking at this schedule?
Yeah, like you said, this is going to, and I already told our players that after last season, once the schedules came out, this is going to be the toughest schedule in Harding County-Bison history, hands down. And we're excited about it. Kids are excited. There's no team on our schedule that we look at it like, oh no, it's going to be a game we can't win. So we're confident to be in every game we're going to play. It's going to come on. You got to be +2 or so in the turnovers. Can't be minus. If you're minus against a good team, you're not going to win those football games. So that's going to be one of the other key focuses. Like last year in the playoff game, we moved the ball fine against Ipswich all game long. Problem was we had 7 turnovers, which is uncharacteristic of us, uncharacteristic of almost any team. But if you turn the ball over 7 times, you're not going to win many football games, and we know that. And that's been a big stress so far at fall camp here, winning that turnover battle every single game. Every time.
One question I kind of forgot to ask earlier, Coach, but of course with the consolidation with Bison for football, who do you have from the Bison area joining your football team this year?
We have a nice squad from over there. We have 21 Buffalo kids and 10 Bison kids, so we have a nice 31-man roster, and we have 3 seniors over there that we're going to be counting on this year and a couple juniors that are going to add depth for us. Elam Simmons was a sophomore last year who started at running back for us once RJ Meyer went down, and he did some really impressive things. And Kobe Arthur is a kid we can move around. He's very athletic, senior. that is going to do good things. And then we have a couple others, Riley Lawhead and a Reef kid at D-line, Logan Reef, that is going to help us out. So we're going to have really good depth with the Bison kids coming over for sure.
And finally, Coach, as you go through the preseason, some of the fall camp position battles, what do you want to see from your team as you go through these first few practices that get you better prepared and gives you confidence going into your first game on the road at Harriet-Selby area?
We want to see competition, especially not so much when we're going first team against second team, because our odds, our first team members are going to win. But when we're in our indie situations, when we got man on man, two kids that are up for a position, we want to see battles. We want to see kids step up and embrace that challenge and see who comes out on top. And we got that on both sides of the football and competing hard here. And we're excited to see who takes that next leap and who will start for us this season.
Awesome. Well, Coach Wammen, thanks for joining the Riverfront Sports Network to preview the Harding County-Bison Ranchers 2026 season. I'm excited for football season, Coach. It's around the corner and looking forward to seeing some good things out of the Ranchers coming up this fall.
Yes, appreciate it. It is football season. Mornings are starting to get a little cooler. It feels like football at night. We're excited for it, too. Thanks for having me, Clayton.